Okay, at this point, we put everything together with our favorite editor. You can use any editor that you have installed or that you like to use. There are several that are free you can use. There is, of course, Windows Movie Maker, and that's the one I'm going to demonstrate here because everybody already has this installed on their Windows system. Or if you don't, you can easily get it from the Windows website. This is Windows 7, so this is the Windows Live Movie Maker. If you're using a previous version, you just have Windows Movie Maker. It's slightly different, but it does basically the same thing. Another one you can use is called Virtual Dub, which is a popular one. There's also one called Virtual Edit, and there are several others. You might have the Sony Vegas editor or any one that you have that you've paid for. It doesn't matter which editor you use. Like I said, I'm going to use the Windows Movie Maker because everyone has access to this. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is bring in our clips into here. So if you click here, you can go and browse for your videos and photos. So let's click here. Okay, and then we navigate to where we saved all our stuff. So I have my picture here, and then I have 2 video clips. I recorded a second one off camera just so that we could add it in here so I could show you how it all works. Okay, so what you can do is click on here, and you can hold down the control key, and you can click on all of them, and then click open. Okay, and it brings your clips into the editing area over here. Okay, now you can change the area of these clips or where they're at. So you can move them around. Okay, so if you put your mouse on it, you'll see here this is 1.1 MP4. Gives you all of the information on here about it, length and so on. When we roll down here, you'll see here's our second clip. Put our mouse in there, it says 1.2 MP4. And then we'll roll down some more. Okay, and here's our image. Okay, so let's move this to the top. So if we right click, we can do a cut. Okay, and then we can go to the top here, right before this, and then we can do a paste. Okay, so we have these things in the right order now. So you can cut and copy and drag things around to get them where you want them in the editor. Okay, now you can do several things once you're in the editor here. It's always a good idea if you're doing a tutorial or if you're doing marketing videos that you're going to put on YouTube to have an intro on the front end. Okay, and you can do that within Windows Movie Maker over here. We have add a title, and here we have add a caption, and this text displays over the selected video. Okay, so it's going to be right over top of the video, and this is the credits. Like you see in movie credits, they're at the end. Okay, so what we want to do is add a title clip, and then here where it says my movie, you just give it whatever title you want here. You'll see that this isn't exactly a focused video by the topics here. Okay, now you can do several things from this point. You can change the background colors, when it's going to start, the duration, and the color of the text, all kinds of things here that you can change. Okay, so let's make this a little bigger, and then let's just move it over a little bit. Okay, and then we can go over here. Here we can set the size and the font. So let's set the font to something else here. I'm going to go with Verdana. Okay, let's make this a little wider. Now we can move this down a little bit. Let's move this to 26. Okay, and then we can bold it. You can do, as you see, you can do whatever you want here. Make it bigger, make it smaller. Where it's going to be aligned center, left, or right. Now, let's change the color of the text and the color of the background and reverse them. So let's have a black title on a white background. Okay, so we'll go to background color here. Let's set the background to white. Now immediately you see that your text is gone, of course, because it's also white, so you can't see it. Okay, so we'll highlight the text here, and now we'll change the color of the text. Okay, so right here, click on that, brings up the colors here, and then pick the color. We're just, as I say, we're going to go with black. Okay, so there it is. Now up here we have the different styles you can use. If you put your mouse on it, you'll see that it plays the transition for you. So you can pick one of these. You see that slides in from the right, from the bottom here. Okay, and this one folds in, and etc. Okay, there's lots more of these. Now this is not going to be an extensive tutorial on Windows Movie Maker, but I will give you the basics. Okay, so there we have our clip for the front end here. This is our intro clip. Okay, let's change the duration to 5 seconds. Okay, and then let's play it just to have a look. Here it goes. Okay, and then it starts on to our picture. Okay, let's stop it there. Okay, now let's click on our picture that we grabbed here. And then we can transition in here. If you go to animations, you'll see that we have different things here. Okay, this is nothing. Put your mouse on here and it shows you how we transition in. Okay, so you can pick through the different transitions here if you want to use a transition into your picture. Okay, and then again, there's more here you can use. Okay, whichever one, if you want to even use a transition. Okay, you get the idea. Okay, so I'm going to put a transition on here. I'll just use this one. Okay, so now that transition is on the front end. So if we were to play this now from the beginning here. Okay, so there's our text, and here's our transition in, and there is our picture. And then you could put more transitions in between there in the video if you want. Okay, and then we can go, let's go back to home here. Now, you can, actually to edit, and what we can do here is set the duration of the video, or of the picture. So let's set it to 5 seconds. Okay, and then if we play, it plays for 5 seconds before the video kicks in. Okay, so that's how you can get your images in there, and you can use the transitions. Like I said, you can use the transitions between your video clip here as well. So if we want to put a clip in front of here, we could put an intro clip in here if we want, or we could put in a transition. You can basically do whatever your editor allows you to and whatever you want to do with this particular video. Okay, now I'm going to put here Classic Cars as an intro clip. Okay, so here I'll click in here and I'll set Classic Cars. Okay, and then do the same thing here. I'm going to set this to 26. Going to make it white and bold and Verdana, just to make it match the other ones. And then I'm going to change the background color. No, I need the text color here to be black, not white. And then the background color set to white. Okay, there it is. Now let's just go to this point and play through, and you'll see that after the picture there is our Classic Cars. And again, with this we can go over here to animations, decide how we want it to transition in. So if we click this, okay, and there comes Classic Cars. Okay, so that's what you do. You just put in the different transitions and so on you want in here, different clips, until you have what you're aiming for out of your videos. Okay, so we could put another one in between video 1 and video 2. We could say Classic Trucks here because that's what I made the video on. So let's go to video 2, which is here. Yeah, 1.2. Okay, so now we're going to add the intro clip here, class intros. And then style this the same again. Okay, and then so I forgot to change the duration last time, but we'll say 5 seconds. Okay, so there's our clip. And again, we can do the animations here. Okay, so there it is. Okay, and then at the end of it, you're going to want to put another, you're going to want to roll your credits. Okay, so if we go back here and then we go down to here, so we have credits, directors, starring, locations. Let's go to credits. Okay, and then you can change this, put your website here or whatever you're promoting. And then you can change the heading here as well if you want. So we can say more at. Okay, and then we'll do the same thing again, the same, unless you want to style it different this time. Of course, it's entirely up to you how you want to style it. So we'll do Verdana, change the color, you know, all the usual styling things. Okay, so there it is. And then you might want to transition here as well. Like that. Okay, and then, so let's play from here. Okay, and then it transitions in, and there it is. Okay, so that's basically it. Now you could also add music. If you wanted to add some background music, what you can do is you need to go to the beginning here, wherever you want to start your music. Okay, and then you have to have a music file already on your computer. So, and then you could put add music here. Okay, so add music or add music at the current point. Whichever way you want to do it, we're going to just do add music here. Okay, then it brings up your music clips here, and then you pick one. Don't have much on here. Okay, and then it puts the music right to the end of your clip here. So if your music was longer, it's going to cut it to fit. Okay, now if we go over here to music tools, here is where we can change a little bit. We can change the fade in. So we could have it fade in slow, medium, or fast. Whether we want it to fade out. And then we can set where it's going to start. We can set the start point, set the end point, and then, okay, that's what we do right there. Now music volume here, you're going to usually want that much lower than you're going to want your speaking voice. Okay, so it'll be nice and low. Now you can play through the timeline and see how that works out for you. So if we were to go to the beginning, you can play it and just see how it sounds. Okay, so that's not quite low enough, or not quite high enough. So turn it up a little more here. Anyway, you can adjust it there just to so that it is the volume you want it to be at. Okay, so now we have our video done. All we have to do now is render it. Okay, now with Windows Movie Maker, you can only render it in WMV format. However, with other programs, you might be able to put it into AVI or Flash or whatever. Now, if you have to put it out in WMV format, you can upload it to YouTube as a private video and re-download it as an MP4. And then you have an MP4 video. You can also use different conversion programs. Okay, so at this point, we go up here, and then usually you'd want to save your project. So click Save Project. Okay, give it a name here. Tutorial, cars, trucks, food. Okay, so now if you need to come back and edit it, you can do that. Okay, and then what we can do is we can publish the movie. Okay, now from here you can put it on SkyDrive, Facebook, YouTube, Windows Live Groups, Flickr. Now what we can also do is just save the movie, and we can, from here, we can save it in different ways. Okay, for high definition display, burn a DVD. For the computer, this is the one you're going to want to pick here. So just click for computer. Okay, so as you see, it's going to save it as a Windows Movie Video, WMV. Okay, and there it goes. It's now creating our final movie for us. This will take a while to finish. Okay, so when it's done, you can click play and have a look at it, or open the folder, whatever you want to do. Let's click play just to have a quick preview. Okay, so here it is. And there's our first clip, and the music starting up, and transition and so on. Okay, and there's our first video. Okay, and as you see, there it is. Okay, so now our video is complete. At this point, it's sitting there in Windows Media format. So if we open this up here, here's all of our pieces, and here is our final output in WMV format. Now remember, we recorded in 1024 by 768. And if we go to details here, you'll see that Windows Movie Maker has made it 640 by 480 with our 4:3 aspect ratio. Okay, so by recording a bigger area of the screen, we have more on a 640 by 480 video, more area that we were able to record. Okay, so there it is. At this point, you can convert it to another format if you want, or distribute it in this format, whatever you want to do. Okay, so that's how you use Snagit and a free editor to create your tutorial videos or do your video marketing videos.